Pretty self-explanatory by the title. You're going to get the top 3 benefits of registering your website with the Copyright Office. Let's go. Thing number 1, presumptions. Now, before your eyes glaze over, let me give you a little explanation of what a presumption is. Think of a presumption as an assumption. What things would you prefer to be assumed in a copyright infringement lawsuit? Well, you don't want to have to prove that you're the owner, and you don't want to have to prove that everything about the copyright registration is valid. If you register the website with the Copyright Office, the presumption is that you are the owner and that everything in that registration is valid. So let me put it a little bit differently. Instead of you having to prove that you own it, the other side will have to prove that you don't own it. It helps to have those presumptions in your favor. Thing number 2, the potential to recover statutory damages. Statutory damages are something in the U.S. Copyright Act that say you get between $750,000 and $30,000 per infringed work. So if your website's infringed and this goes to court, you are automatically entitled to damages in between that range. Yes, it's a big range and it depends on the judge you get, but if you can prove willful infringement, that number bumps up to $150,000. You might be thinking $750 on the low end, that doesn't sound like much. Well, if you don't have your work registered with the Copyright Office on time, then you are limited to what's called actual damages. And that's usually the other side's profits. Well, they might not have any profits to show from your infringement. So then you really aren't entitled to much. So between $750 and $30,000, sounds pretty good. Thing number 3. Thing number 3 is the potential to recover your attorney's fees if it goes to court. So let's say you don't ever want to go to court. Okay, you start with a cease and desist letter. Well, if you're on the receiving end of a cease and desist letter and you know that if this does go to court, you're going to have to pay the other side's attorney's fees, you're going to want to settle real quick, right? So by having in your letter that you own a registered copyright, that adds a little extra boost to your letter, right? Because they don't want to be on the hook for your attorney's fees, so they don't want this to go to litigation because that's a lot of attorney time. They're more likely to say, let's just settle this now so we don't have to pay attorney's fees. So there you go, you've got your presumptions, you've got your statutory damages, and you've got attorney's fees. 3 good reasons to register your website with the Copyright Office. Here's a little extra reason. So I had this client, Stephanie, and yes, I'm changing names and circumstances a little bit because of a little thing called confidentiality. But Stephanie created this awesome website and her direct competitor copied it verbatim, didn't even try to change it a little bit. Stephanie found out about it. Stephanie called me, said, I've never been more glad for your services. I said, tell me more about that. She told me about her competitor. We sent a letter. It was really easy to handle because she had already had it registered. We knew what she was entitled to. They responded to the letter, and it was a really quick and easy process for Stephanie because she already had her stuff registered with the Copyright Office. So, be like Stephanie, enjoy those 3 little remedies, and I hope this helped you to understand the 3 major benefits of registering your website with the Copyright Office. Hope you enjoy. See you next time. Head to spear-ip.com/quiz to find out what legal blind spot is secretly killing your business. I had so much fun designing this quiz, and I know that a lot of people feel like they don't know what they don't know. This is for you. This quiz will help you to identify that legal blind spot, and then, once it's identified, help you figure out how to fix it. Again, spear-ip.com/quiz.